Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is May 10th, 2025. And yes, I'm a little earlier than normal on a Saturday, but it's because I'm going to be hooking the trailer up to the bike and heading out to do a bike blessing here in just a little bit. And I've got a little bit of travel time and prep work to get things set up for the blessing once I get there. But it is May 10th. We are looking at Proverbs chapter 10, and we are going to look at verse 9. Proverbs 10 verse 9, and it says this: "The one who lives with integrity lives securely, but whoever perverts his ways will be found out." You know, as I was reading this morning and thinking about the blessing, the idea of blessing and curses came back to mind again. And I know, and I've shared it here before, but maybe you haven't heard it, curses are not ways to cause someone harm. The intent of a curse is not to go out and hurt someone. Blessings and curses are consequences of actions. I'm going to be going and doing a blessing today for bikers. But the reality is, there's never blessings without curses. There's never positive consequences without negative consequences. Solomon reminds you and I, and his sons specifically, that when we live with integrity, we live with a feeling and an understanding and a truth of security and trust. That's what he meant by securely, living securely. If we live with integrity, we can have that security, that trust, that experience of life. But if we twist it just a little bit, we pervert our ways, we'll be found out. It's interesting, isn't it, that we want all of the blessing, but we don't want to hear about the consequences of doing it the wrong way. Guys, I wish that it was all about the blessing and no one ever had to talk about the negative consequences, what most would call the curses. But the reality is, without those, we wouldn't have the experience of understanding how amazing the blessings are. So today, as you go out into the world, maybe you're here in Michigan or somewhere else where the weather is going to be amazing and you're going to get on your bike and ride. I hope that's true. Maybe you don't ride. Maybe you watch this just because you really like Solomon's Proverbs. I hope so. It would be awesome if it was both, but even if it's just because you want to hear the wisdom of Solomon, I'm grateful for that. But the reality is, as you go out into the world, you get to choose whether you live inside the blessings or the curses. You choose to experience God and the world the way He would prefer you to have it, or you choose to do it your way and experience the world in a way that isn't nearly as pleasant. People ask me all the time, why is it that God would go out and harm? Why would God go and cause pain? Why would God allow the Israelites to destroy nations? I mean, all kinds of questions like that. without paying attention to the fact that when God said, go destroy them all, God had given them over 300 years to get their stuff in order. And they still refused to do it. So today, as you go out into the world, you will have an opportunity. You can live with integrity and live with security. But if you pervert your way, you will be found out. Just something to deal with today. Guys, I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.